John here. Welcome back to my channel. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. You know you want to, so just go ahead and do it. Just do it. Just do it.
Just do it!
And hit that bell notification too, so when I drop a video, you get a notification.
Just do it!
And if you like the video, give me a thumbs up. Don't give me one of those thumbs down, but I won't see it anyway, so just give me a thumbs up. And while we're talking about thumbs up, hey, go check out my man Andy. Check out his channel. He's having a tough time right now, and he's having to go back and re-edit videos and change things, and he's just having a hard time. And I want to say, my man Andy, I love you, man. I'm rooting for you. I'm cheering for you, and I'm really waiting for this to come out, and it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be awesome. I know it sucks right now, Andy, but man, I'm pulling for you. So go check out my man Andy. Go show him some love right after this video. So last time we were here, we talked about Harry. He found the mirror of erised, and he just kept sitting in front of it and kept going back until Dumbledore came back and told him,
"Men have wasted away in front of it, even gone mad."
Yeah, Dumbledore said, "Don't screw with this mirror. It's no good. Men have gone mad, Harry." So going into the next chapter of the book, chapter 13, Nicholas Flamel, we see Harry's still having a hard time with this mirror. He's not sleeping well at night. He's having nightmares. He's getting the green flashes. I wonder what that is. Anyway, I like to read in this chapter, going a little bit into Harry's head and finding that he's kind of struggling with this mirror and struggling with what he saw. The movie doesn't really portray that. We get it in a deleted scene.
Want to play chess? No. Want to go and visit Hagrid? No.
But that deleted scene never made it into the theatrical release of the movie. So in the movie, it's kind of like, oh yeah, that was weird. Okay, moving on. And that's one of the things that I didn't really care for in this movie. This 7-year-old kid is encountering things that would make adults cower and cry and curl up into the fetal position and just weep. And he's just carrying on. In the book, we see that things are starting to mess with Harry's head. He's not sleeping. He's having nightmares. So how does he try to cope with his issues? I mean, he's got Ron. He's got Hermione. They're there to help him. But at this point, Hermione is just irritated that Harry and Ron haven't found out who Nicholas Flamel is yet. I mean, come on, Harry. She was gone all Christmas break. You could have done something, buddy. Man, it's like they're married. But Harry uses Quidditch practice to kind of deal with his issues, try to sort things out, maybe get some closure. I don't know. But he's flying around on that broom at Quidditch practice day in and day out because that's what he's got to do to beat Slytherin. I got this new little contraption that kind of follows me around when I move. I can toss that over there. Oh, let me grab it. Look at that. Look at that. Wait, where'd you go? There you are. You went a little rogue there, buddy. Stay with me. But anyway, Harry's going to Quidditch practice. That's really his one thing he's got going for him. And one day he finds out Snape is going to be refereeing the next match with these guys, the Hufflepuffians. So everyone loses their mind. Wood is yelling at the team. one of the Weasley twins is falling off his broom when he finds out. I can't remember which one it was.
Oh, I'm sorry, George.
Speaking of that, can you imagine how difficult it would be to have both of the Weasley twins on your team and trying to keep them focused when all they want to do is mess around and prank people and cause trouble? I can't imagine the nightmares that Molly Weasley has to deal with on a daily basis.
Honestly, woman, you call yourself our mother.
No wonder she wants to leave those twins at Hogwarts. You know what? I probably would too. Molly Weasley, you are a national treasure in America and England. Both of them. She's global. But this is when Harry starts to lose his mind. And what does Ron and Hermione tell him to do? They're like, quit, just don't play. Fake an injury. Ron tells him, get a real injury. Break your arms for real, Harry. That's the solution to your problem. Snape is refereeing the next match. You need to break your arms and legs. That'll show him. So not only does Harry have the memories of the mirror on his mind, now he has to think about dealing with Snape, refereeing the next Quidditch match. And the day of the match, it says in the book, Ron and Hermione don't know if Harry's going to come back alive. And that made me think, man, Quidditch is really a rough sport. It's really rough. They're flying around on brooms. They're hitting each other, throwing things at each other, knocking each other off brooms. And they don't even wear helmets. I think only one position of the team wears a helmet and the others are like, whatever. I guess they feel like, oh, if you get killed, we'll just do a little and bring you back. I guess that's what you do at Hogwarts. What's the spell to bring somebody back to life? I don't know what that one is. But hey, leave it in the comments. But I love this part of the book. I love this match. And none of this is in the movie. This entire part of this chapter was just null and void out of the movie. But I love this part because Ron gets fed up with Malfoy and he fights him. And not only does Ron fight Malfoy, but Neville is like, I guess I'll fight him too. And he takes on Crabbe and Goyle.
I'll fight you.
Of course, poor Neville ends up getting knocked out cold in the process. But man, I'll hand it to my boy Neville. He didn't take the easy way out. He was like, it is what it is, boys. Fisticuffs. Let's go. Lightning and thunder. That was stupid. But they're fighting up in the stands, and Hermione doesn't even see what's going on. She is too focused on watching Harry, and in the process of it all, Harry ends up winning the match in like 5 minutes. And the only thing I can think of is, come on, Hufflepuff. You got to do better than that. But Harry wins the match and overtakes Slytherin in the rankings in the process. So, hey, good job, Harry. For a kid that's never rode a broom and never even heard of Quidditch before, that kid's a natural. And in all of the celebrating, Harry's having a great time. He's got the snitch. Woo! Yeah, and then suddenly, there's Dumbledore. This Dumbledore appears out of nowhere, and he's like, "Hey, Harry, I noticed you haven't been watching that mirror again." And that just seemed a little odd to me, how Dumbledore would just and appear out of nowhere and, "Hey, Harry, what you doing? Having a good time? Being a good boy? Being a good boy for Mommy and Daddy? Oh, wait, they're dead." Dumbledore got rough. After the match is over and all the celebrating has ended, at least on the field, Harry sees Snape come out of the front door of Hogwarts and go into the woods. And so he hops on his broom and he starts flying above the woods, watching Harry, and watching Snape, and he sees Snape confront Quirrell in the woods, and Snape had some choice words for Quirrell, and it was not good for Quirrell. It was intimidating. It was what you would call threatening. But again, we didn't see this in the movie. This took a little bit of a different turn in the movie. We saw Snape confront Quirrell when Harry was wandering around Hogwarts invisible.
You don't want me as your enemy, Quirrell.
But Snape could kind of sense Harry there, and he reached out and tried to grab him, but he missed him because Harry backed away.
We'll have another little chat soon, when you've had time to decide where your loyalties lie.
Chapter 14. Norbert the Norwegian Ridgeback, coming at ya, flying at your face, setting you on fire. So after Harry saw Snape totally trying to intimidate Quirrell, he told Ron and Hermione, and Ron and Harry, they started having a little sympathy for Quirrell, and Harry was smiling at him, and Ron was sticking up for him when the other students were making fun of him. Hermione, on the other hand, was in full-on panic mode for these exams that were like 10 weeks away.
Look at you, playing with your cards. Pathetic. We've got final exams coming up soon. I'm ready.
But she's already in full-on panic study mode. Just study, making notes, making outlines, forcing the other guys to study with her. And Ron was like, forget that. I'm not studying. I don't have to do that. I'm just going to copy off of you.
And what, may I ask, do you plan to do if this comes up in the final exam? Copy off you? No, you won't.
And Hermione's like, you're an idiot. But in the book, they're in the library, and Hagrid comes in, and he's acting pretty suspicious. He's coming in, asking questions. Are you kids still trying to figure out who Nicholas Flamel is? And Ron's like, nah, bro, we figured that out ages ago. Get with it. Get with the times, Hagrid. But they have a little back and forth, and Hagrid leaves. And, of course, they want to know, what's Hagrid up to? So Ron goes back there where Hagrid was and finds out, he's been looking at, yeah, that's right. He's been looking at dragon books. What'd you think I was going to say? But the team, the crew, the boys and the girls, they go down to Hagrid's place, and I like this part of the book because we get to see how they come together to manipulate Hagrid into giving them the information that they're looking for. Hermione starts sweet-talking him, talking about how important he is to Dumbledore, and Dumbledore, who else would Dumbledore trust besides you, Hagrid? You're the best.
Ain't no one gonna get past Fluffy. Ain't a soul knows how, except for me and Dumbledore. I shouldn't have told you that. I should not have told you that.
I like this part of the movie because during all this, you see Ron having a hard time with the dog.
That's right. Waste of bloody time, if you ask me. Ain't no one
And that 2 seconds of film is hilarious. But in that process, they discover Hagrid's got a dragon egg.
Hagrid, what exactly is that?
That, it's
I know what that is.
And this whole part of the chapter with Hagrid's dragon, it's so much better in the book than the movie. Because in the movie, we see the dragon hatch. It hatches right there and sets Hagrid's beard on fire. And Hagrid loves the dragon instantly. And then a couple of scenes later, It's like, oh, it's mentioned. Hagrid had to get rid of the dragon, and he's heartbroken.
Norbert's gone. Dumbledore sent him off to Romania to live in a colony.
In the book, we get this whole explanation on how owning a dragon is illegal. That's never mentioned in the movie. And in the book, they talk about how Hagrid could get in trouble for owning this dragon, and if Dumbledore finds out, it's going to be a whole issue. So Harry, Ron, and Hermione, they start pushing Hagrid to get rid of this dragon. He's got to get rid of it. And in the meantime, Hagrid's feeding the dragon, what was it? Chicken blood and brandy? I can't remember, but it was something weird. And he's got these bottles all over his place. This dragon is getting bigger and bigger every day, and it's beating the living snot out of Hagrid. That's just a rough dragon. So eventually they talk Hagrid into getting rid of the dragon. They end up writing Charlie Weasley a letter, and Charlie agrees to send some people down to Hogwarts to get the dragon, and then Harry and Ron have to do this invisibility cloak secret mission. It's like a Mission Impossible, and this whole part of the book, man, they're just going through all this to get rid of this dragon, and all of that's overlooked in the movie. And I'm like, why? That was such a good part of the book. I mean, it talks about how owning a dragon's illegal because they don't want muggles seeing dragons around, because then they gotta erase their memory. And let's face it, that's just a hassle. And the wizarding world has better things to do than erase muggle memories. But it's funny that Hagrid is so in love with this dragon instantly, and he's referring to himself as the dragon's mommy.
Isn't he beautiful? Oh, bless him. Look, he knows his mummy.
And that's a little weird. It's a little weird, Hagrid. Wouldn't you be a daddy, Hagrid, not a mommy? But after they get rid of the dragon, they come back down from the towers, and they forget about the invisibility cloak, and Filch sees them. They get caught by Filch. In the movie, they end up getting ratted out by Malfoy, and then they all get detention. In the book, while they're still invisible, they see Professor McGonagall catching Malfoy and dragging him by the ear down the hall, and Hermione starts dancing, and she really enjoyed, that's what she was doing right there. She enjoyed seeing Malfoy get in trouble because Malfoy is a total jerk, and nobody likes him. All right, that's it. But what stood out to you in these chapters? Maybe I missed something. Maybe you caught something that I didn't catch. Hit me up in the comments. Let me know if there's something that comes to mind that you think is interesting. Chances are I want to hear it too. So, and like I said before, go hit up my boy Andy. Thanks for watching. Hit that subscribe button. Give me a thumbs up. Hit me with a comment. And until next time.